Hey, I just wanted to quickly show you what I'm having for breakfast today. This is a banana shake, and in it I put 6 frozen bananas, 1 cup of almond milk, freshly made, and freshly squeezed orange juice, and about like an inch of a piece of ginger. And it's so good, you guys. It tastes like cake. I read somewhere that oranges and ginger are really good for inflammation, and so with how much I've been running and stuff, I just wanted to, make sure that I am replenishing my body and making it stronger. Yeah, cool. Let me drink this now. Yum. Hi, my name is Tarure Gatere, and welcome to my channel. So today, I'm really trying to make this a really quick video because I don't want to have it like 20 minutes long, so I have my notes here so that I can keep on track. I wanted to talk about anxiety and depression, and so I can give you a brief history. I've always been a sensitive person ever since I was a child. My sisters can tell you stories about how I used to cry. I've always just felt things very deeply. And so when I got into my teenage years, I didn't really see anything peculiar with how deeply I would feel things. I just thought, that was me. But I started to notice that around 16, 17, things started to change. And I remember particularly one school holiday when I was 16 that I was basically just chilling in my room and not leaving it. Anyway, I didn't think much about it until I got to 18 years old and I had a really rough year. And during that time, I went through a really severe depression. I couldn't leave the house. I was kind of agoraphobic, and the only person who I was willing to spend my time with or who I could feel safe with was my then boyfriend, my first love. And I mean, it was a really tough time for me. And that depression that I experienced when I was 18 lasted for a few years. When I was around 21, I felt a bit better, but I just went right back into it around 22, 23. And it wasn't until I was about 25 that I started to really heal and come out of the depression. Sometimes I still deal with anxiety and depression, but for the most part, I have been able to, you know, handle it. And when it comes up, I have the tools that I need to be able to still function. And so I'm just going to do a quick run through of some of the tools that I have discovered. So I'll start with the major one. Meditation helped me so much to be able to center myself and find peace within myself and connect to an energy that is greater than I am, so that I wouldn't feel like I'm just this small body lost in this sea of, life. And so I just began meditating. I don't even remember how it started, but it just became something that I would do, even just like 5 to 10 minutes a day. And from there, it really grew into something that I basically could not live without. Generally, all I do is every day, usually just when I've woken up, I'll either lay down or sit up and in silence just feel my energy, feel myself, concentrate on my breathing, and then focus on some positive thoughts. And that in itself has been the most powerful tool that has gotten me through anxiety and depression. Another thing that really helps me is being gentle with myself. You can get really hard on yourself because you're not functioning like you used to, or you're not functioning like other people do, and you really feel bad about it. And I was criticizing myself so much. Like, why can't I be like other people? Why am I not able to function? Why do I take things so hard? When I learned how to just be gentle on myself, to not criticize myself and understand that this is just an emotional state, then I started to heal. Then I don't have that extra battle of me against myself. All I'm doing is dealing with the depression. The other thing which ties into that is allowing my emotions. Sometimes you really want to shake it off and just be like, I'm done with this. But at least I had to learn how to just be like, this is how I'm feeling right now. I feel sad, and that's okay. There's this idea that things have to be positive and perfect all the time. And that's just unrealistic. live in this planet of contrasts and duality, and there's all these things happening, so it's unrealistic to expect that we're going to feel positive all the time. But just allowing yourself to feel it. If I felt angry, I just feel angry. If I felt heartbroken, I just cry, When I stopped fighting against myself and I let myself feel my emotions, then they just started to pass. There's this saying that I love that says, what you resist persists. Whatever you fight against, it just becomes harder. It fights you back. The other thing that I did, and this is an interesting one, but I think if you do it consciously, it actually benefits you, and that is distraction. Sometimes you get to a place where your emotions are like too intense that you can't really deal with it at the moment, and I am such a supporter of conscious distraction. So when I've been in my funks, that's what I call them, what I would do is I'd just like take the day in my room and watch stuff, like my favorite comedies, or I'd read a book, or just like take a walk or whatever, but just something to remove me from the situation that I was feeling so much, and just give me like a breather so that I can relax for some time and kind of tune out. One last thing, reach out for love. Sometimes your depression feels like it's so much and it's just like dragging everybody down, and you don't want to have to keep talking about it. Some people may be like, just get over it, it's not that big a deal. But there's something to be said about reaching out to someone and just being like, hey, I'm really feeling bad about myself.